many years ago, and it also was a finalist in the Science Poem Prize. The demon duck of doom is actually an ancient prehistoric bird that's really quite gigantic called Dromonas sturtonii, and that's the name the scientists gave it, and you'll find out why. These trees were old, even then in the swamps, watching mud ooze between their long bent roots, gnarled as dowagers, strangler vines bulging and knotted, straining for life, twining the supporting branches in a passionate embrace, their leaves like soft tongues, tasting the honey drops of sunshine. The sun was hotter then, beating down, raising young trees from the beds of skinny reeds. Trees jostle for heat and air, stretching ever higher to find the clear air, and the weaker saplings wither, gently sliding back into the thick black sludge of rotting corpses. Giant zooming insects nest in the secret places, their whirring buzz the only sound breaking the silence of the forest. In the distance, something moves, tearing through the undergrowth, sloshing through the black waters of the lagoon. Vines creak, tree trunks crash to the forest floor. The monster approaches, so tall its head blots out the sun, so massive its footsteps leave craters in its wake. Its heavy head sways slowly from side to side as it peers through the foliage, searching for any movement. A huge goanna, slower than the rest, takes a moment too long to slide away. The monster bends its head, seizes the goanna with its beak, beats it against a tree trunk, nudges the still struggling goanna onto its back. The monster snaps its victim's neck with one sure snap. Helpless now, the goanna has no voice and cannot scream, as the monster tears its underbelly open, revealing hot steaming entrails, and with the tip of its beak plucks them out as delicately as a gourmet removing an oyster from its shell with a fine pick. It finishes and raises its head upward, so the last delicate trails of warm flesh slide down its throat. It screams in satisfaction. The goanna's corpse slides back into the lagoon, where the creeping things will do their work. The monster takes a step forward, but as it does so, the earth shakes, not from those mighty footsteps, but from the pressures of its own eternal violence. Small, frightened birds take to the air from the canopy. Smaller, scaled and furred creatures desperately search for shelter. The monster cannot hide, it has no refuge. It stands resolute as the earth buckles and liquefies around it, trapping it. It tries to move, but it's held fast. As the quake continues, it cries now in fear. It flaps its wings in vain. It's an aerodynamic mess. It fails, it flails, it falls. 5 million years later, a crew of dominant bipedal mammals arrive in a dry, arid land. They blast the rock in twisted caves to expose the bones of beasts that mythology never knew and no human ever saw. They find a massive thigh bone, fragments of a thick skull, bearing a beak so mighty it can shear bone. "Behold!" one scientist exclaims, "it's the demon duck of doom!" So that was a bit dramatic.